The Blue Bloods universe just expanded with Boston Blue. But there's one Reagan who won't be making the move to Massachusetts, and Tom Selleck just explained exactly why. When CBS pulled the plug on Blue Bloods after 14 seasons, fans were devastated. The show was a ratings juggernaut, dominating Friday nights year after year. But the story wasn't over. Enter Boston Blue. Danny Reagan heads north, trading his NYPD badge for a fresh start in Boston. The spinoff launched October 17th, and it's already brought back familiar faces. Maria Baez showed up. Aaron Reagan made an appearance. Danny even calls his father on screen. But will Frank Reagan himself cross state lines? Speaking with Our Detroit in a November 11th interview, Selleck laid it out plainly. When asked about potentially appearing on the spinoff, he didn't hesitate. "I don't know if I would do Boston Blue, that's another show." Now, before you think this is just a scheduling conflict, listen to what he said next. "This is about something much deeper. I think it's partly my lot in life to make sure Blue Bloods has its place in television history, but I don't think it's my lot in life to keep playing Frank Reagan." There it is. Selleck isn't closing the door on Frank Reagan because he's tired of acting. He's doing it to preserve what Blue Bloods meant, to protect its legacy from being diluted or stretched thin across multiple shows. It's actually kind of noble when you think about it. But Selleck isn't shy about his frustrations with how everything ended. It was a huge disappointment, and I still don't know why CBS did it. Here's the kicker. Without football programming, Blue Bloods ranked as the 6th most watched show on television. Not on CBS, on all of television. They owned Friday nights, reliable, consistent, a sure thing. And CBS canceled it anyway. Selleck told TV Insider back in October that the show was always taken for granted because it delivered from day one. No drama, no ratings, slump. Just solid performance, week after week, year after year. Imagine being so good at your job that your boss forgets you exist. That's essentially what happened here. Blue Bloods became furniture. Comfortable, dependable furniture that got tossed out during a remodel nobody asked for. So what does this mean for Boston Blue? The show will stand on its own. Donnie Wahlberg is carrying the torch, and early returns suggest audiences are willing to follow Danny Reagan's new chapter. Cameos from legacy characters add nostalgia without making the show dependent on them, and maybe that's healthier. Boston Blue gets to build its own identity instead of constantly being measured against its predecessor. Frank Reagan can exist in phone calls and references. His influence doesn't require his physical presence. Tom Selleck spent 14 years building something special. 293 episodes of family dinners, moral dilemmas, and that iconic mustache presiding over the Reagan household. He could chase the paycheck. He could do a few guest spots. But instead, he's choosing to let Frank Reagan retire with dignity. CBS may have taken Blue Bloods for granted, but Selleck won't make the same mistake with Frank Reagan's legacy. Sometimes knowing when to walk away is the hardest part of the job, and if that's not the mark of a true commissioner, I don't know what is. Do you think Selleck made the right call? Would you want to see Frank Reagan in Boston, or should some characters stay retired? Let us know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on everything Blue Bloods and Boston Blue.